Welcome back here today on the beautiful campus of Florida Panhandle Technical College. Another in our series of explaining exactly what we do here at FPTC. Here right now with Jessica and Darrin, two students in the drafting program. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you've seen other episodes where we've spoken to other members of that student body currently enrolled in drafting, some from the past, some who have been in drafting several years ago, now in well-paid jobs. If you are a regular viewer of the show, you've seen us do episodes down at Eastern Shipbuilding, speaking to graduates of FPTC currently in well-paid jobs in those industries. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jessica and Darrin about their new 3D printer. We're going to talk a little bit about what drafting is all about. You know, our message to students in high school is not that four-year college is not good, but if you don't really know what you want to do, it's a lot easier to come here to the technical college, get exposed to over 40 degree and certification programs. As we've mentioned, many times somebody starts in the carpentry program and then maybe goes into welding and then ends up in pharmacy tech, or they may start in nursing and then go into drafting. You just never know. But here on this campus, you have that opportunity laterally to move between programs. If you find something that you thought was good and it doesn't work out just right, better that you end up with that well-paid job. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jessica and Darrin about Florida Panhandle Technical College, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. As mentioned, our guests today are Jessica and Darrin, currently both in the drafting program here at FPTC. Thanks for taking the time. I know that you guys were maybe a little bit reluctant to come, but I'll tell you what we're facing here, and to give you a little bit of background, unless we have a minimum number of students in these programs, we can't continue to function. So our job is to basically expose the outside world to our over 40 degree and certification programs right here at the college. Darrin, I know that you've been in the drafting program for a while. When did you actually start?
I actually started only 3 months ago.
3 months, okay. Mm-hmm. I guess you're there every time I come in, so it just seems like a longer time. How did you get involved in that drafting program? Did you come right from high school?
I actually didn't come from high school. I actually got the idea from my cousin who actually did the program and is at Eastern Shipping. His name is Bradley Goodson. Yeah,
I know Bradley. We actually interviewed him down there. I think we interviewed him here and also down there, maybe either right after he got the job or just before he got it. Eastern Shipbuilding, one of our big community partners, one of our business partners, obviously a huge operation now. They just recently got the contract to build a bunch of Coast Guard ships, and that has allowed them to expand. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to be building a brand new facility or expanding one of their other facilities. Jessica, have you had the opportunity to think about where you go from here? What are your thoughts getting done with drafting? What kind of a business would you think would be the possibility, or what would get your interest going forward?
I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm just going to try to get all my certifications, and when that happens, then I'll try to make a decision and find a place where I can have a career and move forward.
You're relatively new in the program as well, aren't you?
Yes, I started in August.
Okay. So if you keep going at the rate you're going, when would you actually be done with the program?
The program is 1,500 hours, and I should be done with AutoCAD by the end of the year.
Okay.
So that's the first step. And
3D SolidWorks after that, or where do you go next?
Yes, I believe SolidWorks is next after that.
Yeah. What's interesting is that almost all construction industries now use CAD in some way. Obviously, any manufacturing, whether it's CNC, we actually do a lot of work with a granite manufacturing company, or a granite countertop company in Dothan. And they've got a huge CNC machine, and we'll go up there sometimes and shoot video and do some of their TV commercials for them. But that all is CAD based, and you have to be able to use those specific programs. Darrin, did you know about Florida Panhandle Technical College before you came here? Where are you actually from?
I'm actually from Columbus, Georgia.
Wow.
I grew up underneath Fort Benning for most of my life.
Okay.
But I visited down here because my dad's side of the family is here. And I've always known about it. I actually known it as Washington Homes before it became FTPC.
Washington Homes Technical Center for over 40 years was just that, the VOTEC, the technical college. Just over a year ago, we changed to Florida Panhandle Technical College. We went from that technical center to a technical college. Do you feel, Jessica, that going from a technical center or the old VOTEC name to a college might affect people and affect their decision maybe to come here because now they're going to a college versus to a technical center? Do you think that has an effect on people?
I think it might, especially for new, younger students. Might have more appeal than just a technical school.
Yeah, you're a senior in high school, you're all sitting around, hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to go to FSU, I'm going to go to the University of Florida, I'm going to go to the technical college. Well, yeah, I mean, do you know that across the state, every time a technical center became a technical college, they experienced a 30 to 35% increase in enrollment immediately based just on the name change. Here locally, obviously we offer dual enrollment. Do you have any dual enrolled students from maybe Chipley High School here?
We have one, and he comes in the afternoon.
Do you know that's totally free of charge? That student can come, zero cost to their parents or to the school district. Some of these high school students actually graduating, say for instance from drafting, getting that certification before they even get done with high school and then go on to whatever is next. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Many people have lived here for the bulk of their lives and drive by here every day and don't really know what we do here on this campus. Are you from here locally?
Yes, I am.
And so you've been aware of what WHTC and now FPTC does for a long period of time?
Yes.
It's amazing to me, 2 years ago, around 2 years ago, they had all the teachers in the Washington County School District take a tour, many of whom had never set foot on the campus. Many, sad to say, didn't really know what we did here. They knew it was a technical center. They knew we taught welding and cosmetology and culinary, but they didn't know about the drone program. They didn't know about cybersecurity. They didn't know about drafting. You guys just got a real cool addition to your class, a 3D printer. Jessica, have you had a chance to do anything with it or hands-on? I know you were there the other day kind of watching as everybody else was. Have you had a chance to actually put hands-on?
Yes, I actually printed something yesterday. It was a Christmas ornament that we designed, and we printed it. And
what kind of material did you use? Because I know that'll print in different materials.
yes, it was plastic, just
It was actually
pretty standard
It was a
filament.
copoly.
What other materials can you print, Darrin? I know you got copper.
They have copper filaments. I mean, we can do glow-in-the-dark filaments. I mean, there's just endless possibilities. I think there was like
They have wood, and
when we looked at it, they had a wall that was filled with 30, 40, 50 different filaments that we can just feed in. And one of the coolest things about it is we can put different filaments and print at the same time.
That glow in the dark would have been nice to have had for Candy and Careers. If you guys, were you here that night, both of you? That's a pretty cool event when all 40 degree and certification programs open their doors. What kind of activity did you guys have going on?
We had ring toss.
The cool thing is it gets people in that non-invasive environment. The kids want candy. The adults actually are who we're gearing this toward because we want them to see. Obviously, you probably didn't come right from high school to this. What made you want to make a change in your life? What made you want to pursue this path of action? And what were you doing before?
I actually have 3 kids, and I wanted a good, stable career, something that I could find a job in, and I chose drafting.
Again, we don't talk badly about four-year colleges. I mean, they're turning out great people every day. Not everybody can afford, not everybody's made for a 4-year college or has that stick-to-itiveness, or in your case, 3 kids. There's no way that you could have taken 4 years to get certified or qualified to go on to that next level here in a year or 2 at the most, and being able to work at your own schedule. Are you able to do that? Are you able to come in and put in the hours as you have them available in association with the schedule of the rest of your family so that you're able to actually customize that for yourself?
Yes, well, I'm actually enrolled as a full-time student, and those hours are 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., and this school runs on the same schedule as the rest of Washington County schools, so the
Drop your
breaks
kids
are
off?
the same, yes.
Wow.
Any vacation days or days off, they're the same as the rest of the school district. So.
Now your children are enrolled in schools here in Chipley?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Any in Kate Smith?
2 in Kate Smith, 1 in Rolla.
What do you think about that new school?
It was much needed.
Yeah.
It was a big improvement.
Yeah, it's kind of like the courthouse. You know, if anybody had been in that courthouse just before it was condemned and torn down, the county hired us to document that process. And so we've shot photo and video of, the demolition of the old one and then the construction of the new one. Same thing with Kate Smith. I mean, my goodness, how many outbuildings, how many buildings did they have there? Have any idea?
A lot. I lost count. So.
And you had to worry about kids' safety. Mm-hmm. They had to walk between classes. And the way I understand it, every time there was a storm, all of those kids had to come over to the cafetorium or to some other big assembly room and get them out of those, what essentially were mobile homes or, temporary classrooms. Darrin, are you married and have children yet? So you've got the whole world still ahead of you. What are you looking at as far as a career? What are your thoughts going forward? If today you had to make a guess, where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
Well, really, my big goal ever since Miss Taylor mentioned it is I want to work outside of country. I mean, there's so many areas so many companies that have locations in different countries, like I know Kuwait, Germany, Montreal, Japan. I mean, I'm young. I'm not chained down. I can just go wherever I want and make money and do what I love.
Have you already started looking into those opportunities? I know you're relatively new in the program, but have you already started kind of putting out some feelers?
I've been looking at jobs. She's gave me a couple websites that do like a mass search of like companies that need certain positions. And I've just been looking, and a lot of them have my interest because they are aware that you're going over country or going out of country, that you're not going to be at home, you're not going to be there. So they give you added benefits, which I would see in the long run when I come back home would be more beneficial to me. And it just seems like the best way to go.
Jessica, everybody starts off, with expectations, with preconceptions about whatever they're going to be doing next, whatever that is. In your case, how did that stack up with what you found to be reality in that drafting program? What is it a positive? Is it a negative? Is it more than you thought? Is it less? What are your thoughts with what you kind of expected going in, and then now that you've been in it for a while, what are your thoughts?
Well, firstly, I was kind of nervous coming back to school after being out of school for 15 years.
Sure.
And, but I really enjoy it. And it's something that I think I can see myself doing for years to come, and hopefully.
Sometimes it's a little tougher for people to come back to school because all they remember are those bad days in high school. Who ever liked high school unless you were the beauty queen or the jock, unless you were somebody who was, worshipped as a student. I wasn't that person, and I hated school. Now, I did okay, I got by, but that's just it. I got by. Last thing I wanted to do is go back to school as an adult, so I can imagine that would be What would you say to somebody who was in your same situation, who has maybe kind of been looking at what do I do next? What would you say to encourage them to at least look into what we offer here?
Just try it. If you don't like it, you could always change to another program. Maybe it's not for you, but I think the important thing is to just get in there and start and find something that you really like and go for it.
One of the things that we pride ourselves here at the Technical College is that obviously there's a lot of financial aid available, but the foundation here makes sure that people who don't qualify, some people fall through the cracks, they make too much money, whatever the benefits they're getting now don't allow them to get those Pell Grants or the Perkins funding. They allow the foundation make sure that at the very least they're helped with books, that they're helped. Are you taking advantage, Darrin, of any of that financial aid?
I actually have Pell.
Okay.
And I actually just signed up for the work study too, which you can do only through Pell.
Sure.
And it's just a great opportunity. They helped me out. I'm a young student, a young kid. I haven't really had a career yet. Everything I wasn't really enjoying, but knowing that I would come in and be able to successfully go through school without the worry of needing money was nice.
And that process, was it bulky? Was it difficult? Was it intrusive into your personal life? Or talk a little bit about that application process and how that worked through.
Well, the application process was easy. If you live with your parents, you're going to need their information. But all it is just their tax return and a tax transcript. That's pretty much it. They tell where you live, make sure that they need your tax stuff also. If you have worked, if you haven't, you won't have any tax stuff to apply for. But I mean, took maybe a week tops after I did my tax stuff, and then I came in here and they said I was ready to go.
And that was my next question. How long did it take? Jessica, did you take advantage of some of the financial aid as well?
Yes, I did, and I actually applied online before I put in my application to the school. It's one form, one website, and it was very easy.
So by pre-applying like that online, did that take some of that the pucker factor out of it? Did that make it a little bit easier? And
Yes, I didn't have to do any paperwork when I came in for financial aid, and I also did my school registration online, so kind of streamlined everything, and it didn't take very long.
Would it be fair to say in your case that you probably would not have been able to come without the financial aid?
It would have been more difficult to come without the financial aid.
Are you working currently?
Not right now. I'm going
Okay.
to school full time, and that's all.
So does that financial aid maybe allow you not to have that job and be under that kind of pressure?
Yes,
So pretty good stuff.
it is. It's very, very good.
Thank you both for being here today. I appreciate you taking the time. I know that it was a little bit outside your comfort zone maybe, but trust me when I say that the value that you bring to the table by showing our viewers in your own words exactly what your experiences were and how you were able to react, or how the school was able to offer to you those things that worked out for you. And many times, as often as not, those things that didn't work out. I want to know, we want to be able to tell people, no, this is really not for you because this is the way we do it. What's interesting, and I think Ms. Taylor probably does it the same way, many of these classes and instructors operate just like a business, and you have to be there at a certain time. There is a dress code. You have to be, and they basically say, hey, when you get out in the real world, you're going to be expected to do this, so you're going to have to start doing it. Now, do you do that in drafting as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, were you guys involved in the Skills USA competition at this point, or have you been here long enough to do that?
No.
We haven't been here long enough, but I was hoping that I would be able to get a part of it.
Okay. Obviously happens every year, so do you think going forward that there's opportunity to participate the next time around, or
Probably next time around. They usually like to have someone with at least a year under their belt.
Best of luck going forward, and again, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Over 40 degree and certification programs available right here on the campus of Florida Panhandle Technical College. If you'd like to find out more, if you'd like to do it in a non-invasive way, if you just don't want to come in and talk to somebody, you can go to our website, fptc.edu. You can certainly come by the Student Center right here on Hoyt Street in downtown Chipley. Again, over 40 degree and certification programs, some of the old skills, culinary, welding, cosmetology, along with some of the new cutting edge, cybersecurity, the new drone program, just getting ready to crank up. And in the case of drafting, the new, brand new 3D printer, certainly a state of the art. As a matter of fact, we didn't mention, but that 3D printer, the way I understand it, is the only one in this region that you guys have here in-house. And it is that brand new cutting edge technology. So even though what's interesting is you've got a 3D printer in that it's been there 10, 11 years.
Yes.
And we're saying 10 years ago, and that's almost an antique. That's how quick technology moves. And so even in the programs like welding, which we consider an old skill, they've got the CNC or the plasma cutters. They've got some of that newest technology that's being used every day. So if you'd like to find out more, obviously there's lots of ways to do that. Check out everything they offer right here at Florida Panhandle Technical College with over 40 degree and certification programs, a career in a year, what we like to say, one life, 1 year, one great career. We'll be right back.